Yes, ma'am. Good
Again,
evening, ma'am.
evenings to all of you and welcome again to our class in research paper. So as last time we discussed about this one, the protocols for the fertilizer and bioefficacy test. So I have here a sample na ano. So, reset na lang sa nakalimutin. Okay. So, as you can see, it's 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 all fertilizer and pesticides. So, any of you here who is interested in animal science or mga study sa animal?
Si Clark, ma'am. Si Gwanson Clark.
Experimental or qualitative or descriptive. So kasi pag experimental, then we're going to get an example, just a random example from Google or from the internet, example of an animal research protocol or study. And pila sa inyo diri mag-major og animal science?
Ako, ma'am.
Ikaw lang isa, Clark.
Kahal, ma'am. Si Kahal.
Okay, so
Pati si Kenneth po ma'am. Baan.
so duha mo. So anyway, so I'll be giving you now example of the, okay, let's just have the Ivy, just have the screenshot. Okay, so I'll give you the sample protocol. This is for fertilizer, full-on, foliar fertilizer. So probably kasi for FPA, madaming pwede nating gawing sa tawag na title, no? Like for this, efficacy of full-on liquid fertilizer for pechay, or the effect of liquid fertilizer, foliar fertilizer for pechay. Okay, so but for the sake ng for the sake ng FPA, ito yung kanilang walang masyadong walang masyadong format, no? It depends on you. And most of you are asking already kung ano yung magiging format. So if yung kanina, 'di ba, last time I told you you can use the MLA or the APA format, but you just go directly dito sa ating hindi ko pala na-send. So, isi-send ko tomorrow or on next week ang publishing an article kasi nandito sa instruction for authors yung format natin. So, we will use either the what is the ATR ganit? Tropical research. I forgot, but this is the house rules or yung format na pwede nating maging guide, no? Or the Annals of Tropical Research. This is one of my favorite na journal in the Philippines, aside from the very famous journals na I have shown you earlier. So, yan. And dito kasi ako may experience na publication. So, I will just send this to you tonight or tomorrow, no, for the assignment. And since we're still here conducting research and hopefully we can finish, so sample, protocol, and stat na tayo. And ito yung sample na protocol. But when you do the thesis, it's more complex or detailed than this. So I can give you example. But then, saan ko ba nilagay yun? Got to check ko lang, but later na lang. I will give you example on, but we're still on protocol pa pala. So we can, I think I have, going back na naman, I have a sample here for publishing articles. So, dito. So I think I have a sample submission and sample ATR publication. Hindi pala ito ibig sabihin ko. Ang ibig kong sabihin ay yung if sa thesis niyo na, writing research reports pala. So ito yung sample research paper. Yes. So nandito yung sample review papers, sample research paper na which is more, this is more detailed na siya. No, ayan. So makikita ninyo dyan. Yes, medyo detailed siya kumpara sa, ayan. Kumpara naman siya sa itong FPA na protocol, this one. So let's just focus first on the FPA protocol. So ito may project title, funding agency, as sinong researcher, at meron kami mga PNT number sa ID namin. So dapat ilagay yan yung location and duration. At yung rationale, usually the introduction. So dahil proposal pa lang ito, walang abstract. Okay? So we are already 12. So I will just take another screenshot, ha? Okay. So again, so let's just, I will not read this fully kasi it would take time, but I will just explain to you as what we have discussed last time. The rationale should introduce the study, no? So kailangan i-define niyo what is full on, ano itong product na ito. So it's stated here that it's a biostimulant and so on. And then based on literature, ano yung effect niya sa tanim at saka anong component niya. So nakalagay na dyan sa effect sa yield. Then the second in the rationale or in the introduction is, if you are going to study petchay, no, for this is petchay, what is the importance of petchay, no? And in here naman, hindi na siya usually nakalagay here kasi this is for FPA protocol. But for the normal na research paper like here, I'm going back to the, so this is for banana naman. So you should, ang title nito is Growth Performance ng Tissue Cultured Cavendish Banana or Musa acuminata Plantlets as Affected by Stimulate. It's another, dito kasulod si Lance. Pasudlan yung si Lance. It's another growth promoter. No? So kasi ito research report na siya, so may abstract na siya. So as you can see here, banana is being defined by geography. So saan siya mostly makikita, and it's very important in the Philippines in terms of hectare and commercial value. Although this is Cavendish banana, ha, we don't eat much Cavendish banana, diba? Kasi we have a lot of thousands of cultivars of banana, and our main favorite actually is yung lakatan, 'di ba? Yung Cavendish yung ini-export natin. And if you go to other countries like Japan, we've been exporting there, Europe and US and even Australia and New Zealand, kanang kisa sa inyo diri nga nakaadto na og outside the Philippines. Wala pa ay. O pa kakaadto.
Wala pa
Signal ni Ivy. So anyway, if you go there, you can see, or yung mga kamag-anak, diba, syempre nga abroad, if you have, they're gonna mention to you na yung banana is very kanang expensive, no? And it's mostly ang favorite nila na cultivar is the Acuminata or the Cavendish. Paglakata naman ay Musa Acuminata, Musa. Oh my God, I forgot. Can you help me? Musa Acuminata, and what's the other cultivar? Musa. Meron din Cavendish, but it's still under Musa Acuminata. Balbisiana. Musa Balbisiana is yung ating ang actually ang lakatan is still under, meron siyang specific but I forgot, but still under Acuminata. Di ba nauna siya mga A, B, and B, AB na mga cultivar and B cultivar. And Musa Balbisiana yung ating plantain, which is na siya, Cardaba. Okay. So ito, ano ang importance ng Cavendish banana in the Philippines? So if you use Picard as a resource, since the Philippine Council for Agriculture Research and Development is one of the research agencies, so mas siya maganda if kuhay ng, or the Philippine Statistic Authority, no? And these are just from some authors. Ano ang kanyang importance in terms of diet and also contents, no? Essential elements and nutrients na makikita for banana. So, not so much naman. So, you can see just 2 paragraphs there. And another paragraph that you're going to introduce kasi you use tissue culture Cavendish banana. So, kailangan ma-mention mo na bakit tissue culture Cavendish banana. Okay, so ito na kasi yung ginagamit natin na means of mas mabilis at saka practical na means of propagation. And also, you have here the different authors, no? Because you are citing na various fertilization techniques has been done in the past, and you mention or you enumerate what are those: foliar fertilizer, potassium, organic, and vermicast, and so on, and the different authors. So, in search pa ng more alternative growth enhancer, you are using this product. And what is this product? No, since this is not tested for tissue culture Cavendish banana plantlet. By the way, when you use tissue cultured, it's not called seedlings but plantlet, okay? Kasi hindi siya galing seedlings or seeds but from tissue culture. That's why plantlets. So it contains what? So meron siyang different phytohormones, cytokinin, gibberellic acid, and indo-3-acetic acid, which are very important for cell divisions, etc., etc. And the source. Kasi hindi yan galing sa'yo. No? Although, if you're going to create your own, even if you're going to translate it into your own word, but then if that information is very critical for the readers to believe what you're saying, so you need to put the reference, no? But if it's your own idea and it's not although it's sometimes makita na sa mga reading materials or literature, but you believe on that idea, so you don't need to put the reference anyway. And then the main purpose why you conduct this study, in order to try the stimulate growth promoter for the plantlet banana in Cavendish. And then the methods. So going back dito sa protocol, no? So this study is therefore conducted. So medyo short lang siya. It's all just about the product and a little about the plant, which is in this case petchay. Kasi ang title naman natin ay liquid foliar fertilizer for pechay. And yeah, may sinite ka na author na unang gumamit nito since this is the second trial na ng kanyang EUP or experimental use permit. And so the different objectives, you can just copy and translate this one. Like, for example, kasi this is for FPA registration. So you want to generate bioefficacy data for this fertilizer for registration and to test the efficacy in increasing the yield of pechay and also to determine what is the best treatment for the yield of pechay. For the methods, kailangan meron siyang site and duration, which is very important. 2 months and sa RNC Davao City siya with flat topography and nutrient deficiency. So in actual, hindi talaga ito na-conduct sa RNC Davao since this is still a protocol kasi there have been many changes. Yung school kasi, yung RMC hindi pa pinapayagan makapasok ang mga estudyante kaya na-cancel yung site dito. And the climatic condition which will be gathered through agromet station, the meteorological data would contain the rainfall, the temperature, and so on, or even wind, And experimental design and layout, ito na. So the experiment will be carried out, you should state that way, in a randomized complete block design or RCBD. So I guess, yeah, I'm going to mention this one after na ma-explain sa inyo ang protocol, okay? So meron din tayong in experimental field, meron tayong dalawang layout na ginagamit, the randomized complete block design RCBD or the CRD. But the completely randomized design or CRD is not used for field but for laboratory purpose or nursery lang. So, but minsan, I've come across, although it's not really that hindi talaga siya dapat ganun, but it's used in some bananas since you are just selecting kasi sa banana, 'di ba, nakamat siya, dili gid siya tawag niyan, dili siya sabay-sabay lahat magbunga. That's why kung madto kag banana plantation, nagataging ka talaga. So in experiment, you cannot just say na kung nga kalinya di ata na banana mo na imuhang samples. No, kasi you have to see that they are all of the same stages na, like for shooting stage na siya, flowering stage, hanggang sa yield para sabay-sabay sila lahat. So, kaya nagiging ang gamit niya instead na RCBD ay CRD siya kasi you're just selecting in spite of saan siya naka-block, but you are selecting the best or the most uniform stage of the plant. So field experiment will be composed of 6. So lahat will be kasi proposal pa lang. So kapag tapos na ang study like this, the study was conducted at the tissue culture nursery since I came from University of Southeastern Philippines, so from 2015, doon kami nag-conduct. So I was still affiliated with USEP before I went to Samoa at the University of the South Pacific. So the study was laid out dito. So was na lahat. But in the protocol, will be pa talaga yan. So para klaro ninyo, and so field experiment will be composed of 6 treatments replicated 3 times. So 3 replication is the minimum amount ng replications. With it could be more kung less ang treatments mo, like you have less than 5. But if you have more than 5, then you can just have 3 replication. Ibig sabihin 3 treatment 1, 3 treatment 2, and so on. So mamaya makikita niyo sa statistics Or if you have done statistics before, di ba? Do you still remember yung sa pag-layout? John Paul? Argel?
Ma'am.
Naka-remember pa mo unsa ang pag-layout sa RCBD and CRD?
Oo, ma'am, pero nakalimot siguro mi.
Okay, at least you remember na pinag-usapan niyo yan dati or na-take up. Nalabyan lang namo, ma'am, pero natulog man ko or nakalimtan na ninyo, no?
Oh, pero ma-recall na mo that so ma'am og mga kuha na mo. Encounter na po balik.
Okay, that's very good. So, you will also mention the number of sample plants. Like in this case, sa isang replication ng isang sample ay isang treatment and replication, there are 32 at saka yung planting distance, yan plot size, so you multiply the 30 times 30 centimeter. So, kailangan pagkasyahin mo din sa, kasi ang 10 square meter ay, although the 30 by 30 times 30 is that 90? Or basta 30 times 30 and then i-multiply mo sa 32, it should then yung square meter, since this is centimeter, ang 10 square meter is bigger pa based in experience sa number ng petchay mo, but then standard kasi ang square meter, so dapat mas madami kang matatanim. But then 32 lang talaga ang kukunan mo ng data, no? Although applyan mo lang lahat ng treatments. Although not really 32, only 10 samples per replication. Imagine kung meron kang 6. So you could have 100 more samples na mag-measure ka ng kanilang data, no? And that's too tedious work. So,
Ma'am, magkuha lang ko kuha ma'am no. Like example, kuha lang example like isa lang karo or
no, it should be by lahat. Yeah, that's why madami kang usually by experience, when I had done research before, I usually have research staff to help with me, no? Kung pwede lang gani daghan pud mo uyab kung babae ka. Joke lang. Para mo tamang sa imuha. So, joke lang, ako lang manalingaw. So, for a total of 180 square meter and imagine 576 petchay plants na of yung sa petchay pa lang, pagtanim ng petchay is napaka sensitive siya when you transplant them. So, sabay-sabayan lahat itanim in one setting. So, madami dapat magagawa. And may alleyway pa siya, no? So I'll give you an example of the layout. So kunwari ito, naka-square lang siya, but ito yung field layout natin. Sorry, naputol. So this is since by black ito, randomized complete back design. So ito yung replication 1, replication 2, and replication 3 kasi may tatlo tayong replication at meron tayong 6 na treatments. So since randomized siya sa replication 1 lahat, so imagine ito yung field mo. Ito yung 180 square meter ba yon? 180 square meter. And then lahat. And then itong isang plot na ito ay 10 square meter, yan ang laki. So sa T1, lagay mo dito yung treatment 1. Actually, bunot-bunot lang na mo, no? And kasi hindi mo dapat dili mo tuyuon na ibutang diri ang T1, no? Random yan. Random selection. So T1, T2, na dere, T3, 4, 5, and 6. So sa second replication naman, yung nauna T5, T3, T6, T1, T4, and T2. Basta as long as nandiyan lahat sa block na yan ang 6 treatments. Ito, iba-iba naman ang pagka-arrange. Basta nandoon ang 6 na treatments. So pag kumuha ka ng data, ang tawag mo dyan sa plot na yan ay T1 replication 1, T5 replication 1, and so on. And this is T5 replication 2 and so on. And T2 replication 3 and so on. Yan. So, yun yung example ng randomized complete block design. So, makikita nyo mamaya ang difference ng completely randomized. So, kailangan din merong soil analysis kasi meron kasi as comparison sa treatment 2 mo is based on soil analysis kung ano yung recommended rate ng complete fertilizer or nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. So, of course, you should do this in the regional soil lab or anywhere na nagtest ng soil. So, how do you do soil analysis? Any one of you? Alam niyo kung paano Mary Rose or Clark? Ay, answer mo din si Clark, no? Here. Kung saan na ito pagkuha og soil para i-analyze? So this should be based on the standard procedure ng DA, Regional Soil Lab, no? So usually, paano kami kukuha ng soil is using soil auger or pwede pa ng pala, 30 cm deep, no? In zigzag form. So if ito ang plot, kuha ka dito ng isang 30 cm deep, kuha ka dito pa zigzag form. And then dito naman, another 30 cm pala or kaya auger ka ng giring-giring nga imuhang tuyok-tuyok, no? And since zigzags, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and or up to 10 sample kung medyo mahaba yung field, no? So, and then, i-mix mo lahat yun, and you just mix, and i-pulverize ninyo, and then you will just get 1 kilo of it. Air dry siya, ha? And you send it to the lab for analysis. So, eto na yung mga treatments. So, the recommended rate ng fertilizer is based on soil analysis. So, again, na-discuss na natin ito based on protocol, ha? Na meron tayong control or walang application. So, as you can see, ang mga T1 dito ay walang application yan. Dito, at saka ito. So, going back, so meron tayong recommended rate ng inorganic NPK fertilizer. Halimbawa, gagamit ka ng 14-14, 14, or pwede rin amosol, amofos. Depende sa anong isasabihin ng soil analysis, no? I have a sample analysis I will show you before next time. Treatment 3 is half ng recommended rate ng full-on na fertilizer, yung bagong titest natin yung nasa title. And treatment 4, half recommended ng soil analysis na NPK at saka full naman na recommended rate ng liquid foliar fertilizer or FOLF na lang. And T5, the recommended rate na ng FOLF, and T6, combination of both. So as you will also state here, the recommended rate ng full-on FOLF will be applied every week or 7 to 10 days from sowing up to transplanting and up to 1 week before harvest. And then you enumerate the different cultural management using good agricultural practices. So you start with sowing. So paano ka nag-sow? Paano you prepare ang land, transplanting and thinning, weeding, watering, pesticide application, fertilizer application, at kailan ka nag-harvest, no? So and then after some methods, you have the data to be gathered. So sa protocol, ang marketable yield tons per hectare lang ang kailangan. So this is computed by weighing all the weight ng harvested pechay in the plot, which is 10 square meter over area na 10 square meter, and then i-multiply mo into 10,000 since it's 4 hectare, i-divide mo ng 1,000 since it's 4 tons. So yun yung kanyang formula. And then you will also get observations ng pest diseases and so on. And also, since this is just for FPA purpose, but for a more detailed experiment, actually, ang kukunin natin ay meron tayong plant height, length of leaves, with number of leaves, roots, root length, fresh weight, dry weight. No, may mga ganon. Pag nasa regular thesis lang siya. And then the statistical analysis. Data will be analyzed using analysis of variance, and differences between treatments will be compared using a significant different tests. So that ends our protocol na sa FPA. Actually, pwede naman maging researcher. So now let's proceed. We have 6 minutes for the budget. So ibibigay mo sa company itong budget na kailangan. So that would include, of course, the seeds, the supplies that you need, no, lahat. And this can, but the foliar fertilizer, the product that you're going to use, will be provided by the company, of course. And then for soil analysis, 1.5 yung budget, but then yung 150 lang talaga for NPK. But if you want to expound more, or we don't know, no, depende yan. So you just give a higher budget. And then for labor, from plowing, harrowing, field planting, up and so on, kailangan mo pa ng labor at saka research aid. So that's 1 man ba or ilang beses, one time. So in this case kasi 300 pa yung minimum, pero ngayon 400 na, 'di ba? So and then yung researcher ang bayad sa iyo, like for me, I charge 10,000 a month. So for 2 months, that's 20K. So that includes my allowance and my transportation for a total of 45,500. But when you compute that, including nasa contingency, kailangan may 15% siya na parang allowance kasi baka may immediate na kailangan. So, dyan mo kukunin. So, total niya, grand total is 52,000 plus. Okay, so that's for, ito yung whole proposal. But comparing dito, okay, wala, sa proposal, wala ng result and discussion, no? Only references in the end. But anyway, hindi na nato balikan. So in the method, so as you can see, no, it's very detailed compared to the FPA protocol. But then just remember that in the proposal, in your methodology, you need to have the location and duration and the experimental design, statistical analysis, treatments, and cultural practice and data gathered. So, yeah. So, supposedly, I'm still going to discuss also sample review paper, no? But maybe next, no? Kasi basing malibog mo kung i-mix na ko ang sample review paper, next na lang. So, yeah. After na ba dadaaning sample review paper, kasi we need, ay lahi man din, ahak. So, we are still on conducting research pa pala. So supposedly, so sample qualitative, but let's proceed with experimental statistics, but we are still 3 minutes na. 2 minutes na lang. So ipakita ko sa inyo itong link na ito. You can also use the Gomez and Gomez na statistical manual. That is Filipino na published na statistics for agriculture. So if you read this thoroughly, you will know that the importance ng randomization when you do the experimental. I will just introduce to you the topic and the local control. So ito na yung completely randomized design or CRD. So I think I have a link also, another link, but pinili ko ito Comparales na minute na lang pa. So as you can see here, ranks, plot number, sample layout ng CRD. As you can see here, you have ilang field, 20 na plots, no? And you have A, B, ilang treatments? Nakalagay. You have 4 treatments, A, B, C, D. Yan. So, therefore, if you have how many replication? 5 replication and 4 treatments, 5 times 4, 20. So, meron kang 20 plots. At yung 5 replication kasi, so ang 5 A ay nakadistribute lang maski saan. Random yan. So, we have first treatment A, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And yung B, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, D, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And C, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yan, naka-random lang yan siya. So, like treatment A, treatment B, C, D. So, kasi 4 na treatments, but merong 5 replication. As I have said, 3 ang minimum na replication kapag more than 5. But kasi below 5 yung yung treatment, so kailangan madamihan. Kasi pag compute mo ng analysis of variance niyan, yan. This is how you compute your analysis of variance. So ito na yung magiging, this is